Hi guys, this is Pam and welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to be doing another comparison review for you, and this is from the house of Parfums de Marly, and I think you're already guessing that's the perfume is called Delina, and I'm comparing it with Delina Exclusif. So this perfume is so popular, Delina, and I'm pretty sure you've seen a lot of reviews, heard a lot about it. So I'm hoping I can give you my take on it and be able to help you out if you're deciding which version you want, whether it's the original Delina or Delina Exclusif. So I want to first tell you my first impression on this perfume. The first time I tried it, Delina, actually let me go ahead and show you the bottle first, just in case some of you don't know what the bottle looks like. So this is what the bottle looks like of Delina. It's that pale pink. I think it's very nice and pretty and kind of innocent looking, definitely feminine. Okay, so that's the bottle. Okay, so I obviously don't own this one. I do have my samples. Okay, so going back to my story, my first impression in this, the first time I tried Delina, it was okay to me. It did not wow me. Actually, to me, as I try it throughout the day, it was overpowering. It was overpowering to my nose. And I have mentioned before in the past that I am not a fan of rose. So to me, just having that hint of rose I'm already put off by it. So that was my first impression. So anyway, I put my sample aside, and about a month after that, which is just about, I would say just recently, I retested it. I was just, sometimes I do like to, actually most of the time, I do like to go back to my samples and re-smell them to confirm my impression, because there have been times that I didn't like it the first time, and the more I smelled something, the more I enjoy it and love it. So I wanted to do the same thing with Delina, especially given the rave, with this particular perfume. So I tried it again, and it did not shock me as much in terms of like the first time was kind of like shockingly too much. It wasn't what I was expecting or hoping for, I guess. It wasn't what I was hoping for. So anyway, I tried it again. I liked it, and I was surprised that I liked it. I didn't mind the rose as much. I was enjoying the lychee more, how fruity it was. It was still a little strong for me. I guess it's just in the opening, it is very strong. And let me tell you, if you're gonna be wearing this perfume, some people might be put off by it in terms of how strong it is. The opening is very strong. On the Delina, not as much on the Exclusif. It projects really well for sure. So if you're gonna be wearing this and you're afraid to offend some people, kind of spray it about 15 to 20 minutes before you leave the house, or before you go out wherever you're going. I would suggest spraying it at least 15 minutes before, and that should fix the issue. Or maybe it's not even an issue to some people, because if that's what you want people to smell you from over there, then you got it. So anyway, I keep testing this one, and OMG, the more I test this, the more I love it. Which was such an opposite, because I did not like it the first time. It was just okay, but I actually didn't like it. I was like, OMG, this was what they were talking about? That's what I thought. But now, seriously, I love it. I think the scent is gorgeous, beautiful. To me, it's unique. Personally, I find the scent very unique. And I have actually discovered something about myself lately. So it's not just I don't like rose as a note. I mean, I do have perfumes that has rose in it, but as long as the rose is not... first of all, if the rose is well blended, obviously, pretty much with any note, as long as it's perfectly blended together, it works and complements the other notes, then I don't mind it. Also, if the type of rose is not very literal, I think the type of rose that puts me off, it's like a that literal smell of rose. I'm not so sure yet, but anyway, yeah, it depends on the rose. It's kind of like, I love the color green, but it doesn't mean it's green that I like it. There are like ugly greens, you know, like there are some shade of green that's just ugly, and then you have the ocean green and the sea green that's just beautiful, which is my favorite kind of green. So I think in terms of the rose as a note, it has to be the right kind of shade of rose, you know, the right type of rose. Yeah, okay, so going back, anyway, I love this perfume. I'm gonna say it, I do love it. I think it's unique, it's beautiful. So let's go ahead and get to the review. So let's first spray the original Delina. Oh, it's good. Okay, so I have my samples here. I got the Delina and the Exclusif. Okay. Excited. It is very nice. Okay, the opening, the lychee and the rhubarb are very dominant in the opening. There is no question about it. You spray this and you smell lychee, plus that added tartness of rhubarb. Oh my gosh, it's so good. It's very sticky. It's very sticky and syrupy, like a sticky, melted, sugary something. Like when you eat fruit, and in particular lychee, you know, when you eat fruit and the juice gets on your hands and then it dries, and then now you have that sticky juice, fruit juice. That's the kind of texture that you get from this. It's like a sticky fruit juice of the lychee, plus it's a bit tart excuse me, tart and bitter because of the rhubarb. And I think it is just so nice. Now I don't find it overwhelming at all. I don't find it overpowering. I love it. Okay, so just for some people who do not know what lychee is or what lychee smells like, it's really hard to explain. I can't explain it. You just have to find somewhere where you can find lychee and then eat it. So the lychee here, it smells like what lychee tastes like. Because like to me, it's been forever since I had lychee, but when I eat it, when I have the fruit, I don't really smell the fruit, but it's just the taste of lychee. So anyway, they captured the taste and made it smell like that. Okay, so in the opening, the lychee and rhubarb are very dominant, and then you get a hint of rose. There is definitely rose, but you don't really, the rose doesn't really come to surface until the mid and to the dry down. The more it dries down, the more you smell that rose. And the rose on here to me is like a very fresh rose, like a fresh, natural smelling rose, but like in a good way, because it's not just you're just smelling fresh rose, like a natural fresh rose. It's also mixed with that sweet, sticky, tacky lychee juice, and balanced with the rhubarb. So I think that's why I particularly like this perfume, because they put just the right notes to balance each other. But I'm telling you, the lychee is very strong. To me, that's like the most prominent note all throughout this perfume. It does have some sort of synthetic feel to it, but not really in a negative way. You know, it doesn't mean it's synthetic. It's a bad thing. But it doesn't really smell like you know, like the as fresh as how the rose smells. Like the rose here to me smells very natural and fresh. So that's pretty much what you get. And the more this perfume dries down, the more you get the rose. So the lychee and the rhubarb, you know, that sweetness and the tartness, the fruitiness does kind of calm down to on the mid and on the dry down. So I think it's just perfectly combined, perfectly balanced scent, and I love it. I just love it so much. So if you're wondering why I love it so much and I don't have a bottle, the thing is my husband is pretty much repulsed by it, which is so sad, but I cannot really force him to like it because, you know, we're all different. I guess this is also not the sort of perfume I usually wear. He is aware of how much I dislike rose. So he is not used to me wearing something like this. So maybe, you know, I just told him I'm just going to keep my samples, and from time to time I'm going to spray it until maybe one day you finally will endure the scent. So yeah, that's the reason why. If not for that reason, I would have already have a bottle of either the Delina Original or the Exclusif. I'm telling you, that's how much I love this one. It really saddens me, but at the same time, I have to be considerate because, you know, perfume is, as much as I love perfume, it's not just for me, it's also for those people who surrounds me, especially my loved ones, like my husband. I don't want to make him sick because, you know, like if he got something he's wearing and that also makes me sick, and then he keeps wearing it, then I wouldn't like that. So I want to do the same to him. Okay, I want to make sure. Okay, oh, on the dry down here, okay, so it's not, we're not really there yet. I would say about an hour after you spray it, you do get, but only if you smell it up close, not on the sillage. You don't really get it on the sillage. Only if you smell it up close. To me, I get a little bit of green, like a little bit of green note in the dry down of the Delina. But to me, I only smell it if I like examine the notes, like examine the smell. But on the if I spray it around my neck or just here and just, you know, getting wafts and whiffs of it, I don't get that green note. So if that's something you don't want, you won't really get it. But I want to go ahead and mention it to you because, you know, I like to give you a full detailed review as best possible with my best ability, to the best of my ability. Okay, now let's go ahead and compare the Exclusif. Okay, I believe the Exclusif came out 2017. I'm not so sure, but you can just Google it, look it up on Fragrantica. I believe it's 2017. Okay, so this is the Exclusif. Oops, missed it. No, don't want to miss it. It's expensive, man. There we go, we got it. Oh. Okay. Oh, it's so good. The opening on the Exclusif is to die for. The opening in this one, once you sprayed it, okay, even after you've already sprayed Delina, even if you already own Delina and know what Delina smells like, if you spray the Delina Exclusif, it will still wow you. The opening is just how can I even describe it? It's just beautiful. I guess it's to die for. I guess this is the best way I can describe it. Oh my gosh, it's so good. Okay, so the opening on the Exclusif, you don't get that dominant lychee and rhubarb in the opening. It's still fruity. It's still light. You still get that lychee, but the rhubarb is basically non-existent. It's just so good. Hold on, let me get my mind around this. Okay, so it's, you still got that fruity, sweet, rosy scent, but it's like a dusty rose. It's like, so you got the lychee, but not as syrupy, not as juicy sweet. Okay, so you get the lychee plus like a dusty rose, and maybe like a vanilla. So I'm not sure if this has vanilla, but to me that's just what I'm picking up, like a character of a vanilla that's round and kind of slightly dense and warm. So that's definitely what the difference is in the opening. So not as sweet, dusty, like a dusty rose. So like if the original Delina has like a damp, fresh rose, this one has like a dusty, dry rose. Oh my gosh, it's so good. Okay, so to me, the Exclusif, like it already almost gets to the mid and dry down really quickly. So let me see. Yeah, I mean, I'm trying to see if I can give you a better comparison other than what I've just said. Okay, so the Delina original is like if you imagine liquid. The original is kind of thin, you know, it's very thin, like water, you know, like how water is thin. The Exclusif has like more cloudy, more dense, like it has more things going on. Like I'd say I'm even having a hard time explaining it to you. Like it's definitely more complex. It has that kind of powdery, but not like La Vie Belle powdery. This is different. It's more like an incense, airy, dusty kind of powder, you know, something that's dry, like a dry rose, like what I've already said, incensey, ambery. And the sweetness to me on the Exclusif has that kind of caramel note to it. Like it smells like it's got a touch of caramel, which is so nice. But not like caramel, you know, from Lyra. Like what's the brand of the Lyra? I forgot. What's that house? Xerjoff. Not like the Xerjoff Lyra type of caramel, but like something that's like real, like a toffee caramel, like we view caramelized sugar. It has that. Now you may smell the Exclusif and you're like, I don't smell no caramel in that. I don't smell any caramel. I'm not saying it smells like caramel, but if you examine it, to me, that I'm just describing you the type of sweetness. It's so slightly different than the Delina. The Exclusif has that kind of caramelized note to it, you know, like the sweetness kind of more brown. As to the Delina is like white sugar. This one has like brown sugar. Okay, so that's basically it. So the original Delina is more lychee, more fruity, more juicy. It's got that rhubarb, strong rhubarb, especially in the opening. It has that wet, damp, natural, fresh type of rose, and the rose shines in the mid and especially on the dry down. Yeah, like right now you smell rose for sure. Now the Exclusif is a little less fruity. It's not as sweet and juicy, but it's got like a more complex, dense, dusty rose that's more things going on. Like it's incensey and ambery. So they are, to me, very different yet similar at the same time. Oh, the thing too with the Exclusif that I have noticed as I test it, the rose goes in and out. Like it shows on and off. Like sometimes you get the rose and then sometimes you don't, then you get the rose again, then you don't. It's kind of like it goes in and out. So I don't know, it's just my observation. It could be just me, but anyway, I think it's because it's got more complex notes with the incense and some oud in there, so maybe some amber and woodsy notes. So okay, for comparison, I think both perfumes are very unique. I think they're both gorgeous. I find them very feminine, delicate, and innocent. But like the Delina, to me, I can't really say which one's better. I can't say which better. I think they're both very nice. It just depends. I think they're just as good. What will make it better for you is which one is like your type. So Delina to me is more playful, more girly, more kind of like fun-spirited kind of person. Like if that's the vibe that you want to project, definitely a head turner. I would say this will turn heads. This people will smell you if you spray Delina. So don't go over 4 sprays, okay? Now the Exclusif to me is more refined, kind of more subdued, more complex for sure. It's like, to me, it smells more expensive, you know, like, so it's like someone who's like it's more put together, I would say. It has some dusty powderiness to it. So if you're not a type of person who likes anything dusty or powdery or incensey, then don't go with Exclusif. Go with original. So yeah, I mean, the original too, it does kind of stay a little bit more linear. It does still develop. It does still develop from opening to mid to the dry down, as I have already described, but it does tend to be a slightly bit more linear. The Exclusif has more development, and it goes kind of in and out, you know, of phases. So yeah, projection and sillage, I would say, just because I would give it to Delina, to the original Delina, because of it's a little more forward. Like, you know what I mean? Like it's a little more, you know, it's more fruity, it's sweeter. Like I find it projects more because of those characteristics. And like what I said, the Exclusif is a little bit more subdued, more put together, kind of like classier. Maybe it has a little bit more classiness to it. So anyway, in terms of projection and sillage, I will give it to Delina, just by a 1 or 2 points. So for me personally, if I have to choose which one, seriously, I can't choose, because I do love Delina on its own. I find it beautiful. I do like the fact that it's more playful and girly, but then at the same time I also like the Exclusif, because sometimes when I feel like, you know, like it depends where I'm going, sometimes I feel like, you know, putting makeup on, wearing a dress, and I also would love to have the Exclusif. But if I just have to make a choice right now I'm at the store and I only have this much money, which one I would buy, I think as of right now I will just go to the Exclusif, because it's just so beautiful and gorgeous and just classy, well balanced. I do love the complexity of it. Like it has more to it, like it has more story to it and character. Anyway, I hope I have helped you in terms of which one you would like to have, or you can finally make that big decision, or I may just have confused you even more. I don't know. Anyway, I enjoyed it, so I hope you guys also enjoyed it. And please, if you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, do so now and hit that subscribe button. See you later, guys. Bye bye.